Oh, yeah. And another thing. Cold Ball! Cole Johnson here. And if you haven't already, like this video and comment below because I want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now that's all the particulars is out the way. Baseball 2020, the shortened pandemic season variety. Was it good or was it lost? Okay, so we're at the end of the abbreviated regular season and it had its mixed bag. I mean, the plus, even though we had a 60 game season, we had exciting races to the point where now we have 16 teams fighting it out for the World Series this year. And unlike the 162 game schedule, a 60 game schedule will have a tighter, more law jammed record stack for different teams, one to another in each division. The minus, and I think this is a big time minus considering that the league is making money. I mean, here's an example of what I mean. So the Royals 20 years ago was purchased for 96 million, million. They were looking to sell the team earlier this year for $1 billion, billion dollars. So the league is making money. There's no question about that. However, there seems to be labor strife that is on the horizon. I mean, you had players who didn't want to play. You had players who were balking at how the system was being run and how they were testing their players during COVID. And it was just a mess. It was just a mess. In fact, the players said that the COVID testing sucked.
You for real?
Yes, sir. I am for real. I mean, they said it sucked badly. Okay. And they had merit. I mean, quarantines galore happened. I mean, out the gate, we had to set aside 2 weeks for the Marlins and even some Orioles for having a huge outbreak for that team. And then roughly 2 weeks later, the Brewers came into St. Louis and the Cardinals had to cool their jets for 2 weeks because they had an outbreak. And then finally, latter part of August, we had the Mets have a breakout. And they had to be quarantined. Now, for the exception, I think of the Cardinals, and the Brewers, all teams actually ended up playing their 60 game schedule. So I guess you could say, as I said, it was a mixed bag. Here's another mixed bag. No fans. Sometimes it's a good thing because you don't have to deal with crowd noise being on the road. And at other times, it gives players more of a boost if you're at home. But it was funny to actually hear piped in noises and see paper mache fans in the stands. But the piped in noise, it does raise questions about if facilities do this, even in field capacity moments. I mean, for example, you had in NFL an issue of fines being levied to the Atlanta Falcons when they were in the Georgia Dome for having piped in crowd noise versus the noise that the fans there could generate. I mean, it was a stadium that held 75,000, but I digress. There were some good things. Like we saw the Marlins return to the playoffs for the first time in a decade plus. We saw the Reds make their way back to the postseason since 2013. And we saw teams like the White Sox, Twins, and Indians battle it out for the AL Central crown. And we saw the Devil Rays have the best record in the American League. And the Dodgers in a more familiar role, the best record in all of baseball. All of that to me paled in comparison to the magical moment of this year, which has been thus far the 660th homer hit by one Albert Pujols, the former Cardinal, now current Angel, hit that bomb in Coors Field. And he's extremely familiar with that park because he hit a few bombs there as a Cardinal. But to me, that was the most magical moment of 2020 because it reminded me of why baseball is so particular and what makes baseball stand out from other sports. And other sports have their landmark records, right? You know, we have in football, we now have two quarterbacks who have thrown for over 70,000 yards, and now they're at a race to see which one is going to throw for 80,000 for a career. In Drew Brees and Tom Brady, you have in basketball, however many points in a career can be scored, how many assists in a career can be had, how many rebounds could be had. And defensive prowess. I mean, you know, the number 3 pointers. I mean, you have records that mean something. In hockey, hat tricks and overall goals. That those are big time stalwart things. But baseball, it is a records keeping sport. Records mean more in baseball than any other of the major sports there is. And so seeing a wonderful player hit 660 homers in a career is awesome. And man, do I love Albert Pujols. I can go on and onward about him, and one day I will, but not now. Now, how the playoffs are situated, 16 teams qualified. We will have the wild card round where it will be the best of 3, and all 3 games will take place at the higher seeds home ballpark. Then we'll advance to the division series where it's the normal best of 5. But one ALDS series will be played in San Diego. I know. National League Ballpark. I know. The other one in Los Angeles. Again, National League Ballpark. One NLDS series, it will be played in the Metroplex area. I know. American League Ballpark. And the other in Houston. Again, American League Ballpark. Yes, I know. I understand. Yes. We then advance to the championship series, the best of 7, of course, where the ALCS we played in Petco Park in San Diego. The NLCS we played in Globe Life Park, the new the new Rangers Stadium in Arlington. And for those who don't know, not Arlington, Virginia, Arlington, Texas, suburb of Dallas. And the World Series we play in that ballpark, the newly built Globe Life Park. And obviously, MLB saw the bubble life in NHL and NBA, saw the success it has been with having very few, if any, outbreaks of COVID-19. And MLB is making their version of it. Hey. Well, hopefully it works, but I think baseball is in for a bit of trouble. And I think they had the opportunity to be out of trouble and actually boost their chances because it had a chance to be the only game in town, but owners and players are at odds again. And this is baseball. This is Major League Baseball. This is what happens. Hopefully they can get that straight. And hopefully we can see a few of these.
Game 7.
Or Game 3 in the wild card round and Game 5 in the NLDSs. If you like this video, hit that like, please. Comment below. What do you believe? Do you believe it was a success or failure of the MLB season 2020? And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. And in closing, baseball in 2021, unfortunately, may have a long way to go before they get into prosperity the way they want for it to be. Till the next time.
Balls.